Again, Dr. Jenkins here. This is the lab introduction video. So you have me for lecture for A&P2. I know you've already watched my lecture introduction and you're probably so excited. Ha. Well, for those of you that have me for lab, I want to do a little bit of a lab introduction just to give you an idea of what to expect for lab this semester. All right, so you're going to have one Blackboard page for lecture, and that's going to have the lecture material that I've already talked about. You're going to see, once you open Blackboard, you're going to see a second Blackboard course for lab. I think it's going to be your section 30B. So your lecture probably is just going to say Bio 271 330, but then your lab Blackboard page will be titled Bio 271 30B. So all of the lab material is going to be on this lab page. You will see a lab schedule, so you'll know exactly what we're going to be doing each week in lab, and you'll know exactly in what weeks we'll have a lab quiz or a lab practical. You will see a tab on the left that's called Lab Material. So there'll be a folder for each of the labs. Our first lab is going to be on the blood typing. So when you open up your lab Blackboard page, you go to Lab Material, you open up lab number 1, blood. You will see all of your lab material. Most often there will be some videos. So just like we had for lecture, you'll be able to click on a link that's going to open up my YouTube channel, and you will see some lab videos. These tend to be a little bit shorter. So for blood typing, there's a video of me in the lab going over the blood typing. So watch the lab video. You will also see, along with each lab, a lab worksheet for you to fill out. So watch the lab video or videos, and as you watch the lab video or after you watch the lab video, fill out the worksheet. Okay? Those worksheets for each lab will be due to me no later than Sunday at midnight. As I said in the lecture video, I do not accept late work, even if it's 12:01, and I mean it. So be sure to get your lab work done in plenty of time and email it to me way before Sunday night. That way, if there's any problems, you have time, because I do not accept late assignments. All right, so for each week, you'll see a folder for the lab. Open that up. There'll be some lab videos for you to watch. You will fill out the lab worksheet. And then some weeks there will be a lab quiz or a lab practical. When there's a lab quiz or a lab practical, and by the way, you can see when those are on your lab syllabus. It has a schedule for the whole semester. When we have a lab quiz or a lab practical, it'll be available for a whole week. Now, we will not be meeting at lab for a certain time. Just to make sure I get that straight. Just like lecture, we're not going to be meeting on Zoom for lecture each week. We will not be meeting on Zoom at your regularly scheduled lab time. Instead, the lab material is posted all week. Your lab practicals and or lab quizzes will also be available on Blackboard for an entire week. The week that we have a lab quiz or a lab practical, you'll see an announcement in the lab, on the lab Blackboard page, and that announcement will outline exactly what to expect. It may say something like, this week we have the Heart Lab Practical. It will be 25 questions. You will have 35 minutes to complete it. It will include labeling of structures on the heart, on the human model and on the pig heart. You will also be responsible for identifying blood flow through the heart. So you'll know exactly what to expect. Now, many of the labs this semester for A&P2 will include a body system, like the digestive system, respiratory system, urinary system. So you'll see for that lab in that week, you'll see videos of me in the lab going through the human models. So for the digestive system, there's a video of me in the lab holding up each and every model, going through all the structures. In A&P2, we also usually have some dissections. In this semester, we have the pig heart. We do the dissection of the cat for blood vessels, and then I'll pull out a pig kidney. So those weeks, in addition to a video of me going through the human models in the lab, for example, with the blood vessels, there'll be a video of me with the human blood vessel model going through it. And then there'll also be a video of me in the lab with the cat. Okay? So even though you're not going to be doing the dissection with me, you're still going to have to know those structures on the cat. So watch the videos. In addition to the videos, you will also see folders of pictures to help you study. You will see pictures of the structures labeled, and then you'll also see a separate folder with the pictures unlabeled. So you can study both. So you're going to have many, many resources at your disposal. It's obviously not the best situation doing this online, but I've tried to make it as good as I can. All right? So each week there'll be a lab to cover. You'll watch the lab videos. You'll do the lab worksheet. You're going to email me a completed lab worksheet no later than Sunday at midnight. Spread throughout the lab, there will be some lab quizzes and lab practicals. They'll be available for a full week, but must be taken no later than Sunday at midnight. Please don't wait to start your lab practical until Sunday at 9 p.m. because what if there's a technical problem? That doesn't give us enough time for you to email me, for me to get it and reset it, for you to take it before midnight. So do it earlier in the week, or at least earlier on the weekend. All right? Hopefully, lab can be a way to boost your overall grade, right? As I said in the lecture video, what you do in lab makes up 25% of your entire grade. So use lab as a way to help your grade. You know, A&P2 is hard. A lot of physiology in the lecture. So you do well in lab, so it can be a way to help your grade. Okay, and as always, I'm going to have those Zoom office hours. Email me if you have questions. Come on to the office hours. Message me on Remind. I'm here to help. Get ready to work hard, everyone.